what is a bucket list? A bucket list is a tangible life plan where our career plan or our business plan should fit into our life plan and not be the other way around. What I'm going to be speaking about today is about bringing home that work to live principle. You know, I call it not work-life balance. We live in a world of work-life blend right now, work-life blend. So my presentation is about helping you to start to develop a tangible life plan. A bucket list is all the things you want to do before you die. Without it sounding morbid, I don't want to talk about death too much today, but hey, look, we've all been reminded lately, haven't we? We've been, reminded through the pandemic of how short life really is. If you're anything like me, hopefully it's given you a sense of hurry up, to make decisions faster in your business, to not just survive, but also thrive in your business. And lately, a lot of people have had to adapt, innovate, and radically collaborate like we're doing here online in record speed. So hopefully this will help you build your business faster and, get off the fence in terms of making some decisions. All right. This has helped so many people around the world already. And I've had so much, I presented, it was about 2 or 3 years ago. I presented over in Cambodia there was probably a few of you there over in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh. It was absolutely fantastic. I love Cambodia. Can't wait to come back and hopefully meet you all in person. But look, let's get into what a bucket list is all about. Quick story. On the south of Australia, I'm in Australia. I'm in a place called Ocean Grove, which is about an hour and a half out of Melbourne in Australia. And the southernmost state in Australia is called Tasmania. Now, I'm adopted. So I grew up knowing that I was adopted my whole life. My natural father, my adopted father, should I say, he adopted me. He was in the same job from the age of 17 through the age of retirement. And he was in the unions, and he was what we call a wharfie and a mechanic. And me, his adopted son, a serial entrepreneur, probably like you guys, always running different businesses. So the two of us, we spoke a different language, if you know what I mean. Now, I've had a bucket list. I've had a list to do before I die, actually written down, not just in my head, written down. And that's what we're going to do today, actually written down since I was 18. And in my previous business, I was the first to franchise personal fitness training studios around Australia. Started with one client, ended up with tens of thousands of clients around Australia, 2 million personal training sessions. And that was my first business. Always loved helping people. I went through it, but one thing led to another. Some toxic events happened in my life. Some toxic people come into my life. And I went through a state of depression, mental health. But instead of going on heavy antidepressants, drugs, I decided to get right into personal development, learn about positive psychology, NLP, life coaching, and these sorts of things to help me get to the root cause of what I was going through. And I'd worked through some stuff over the course of about 2 years. And a friend of mine actually said, hey, Trev, you're at all these seminars. And I've walked on fire. I've gone to Burning Man Festival. I've gone to, did ayahuasca, all the personal development events that you can do. And a friend of mine said, whilst in one of these events, hey, why don't you teach this stuff? So I put on a talk. It was the big domino that I had to push over in my life. I put on a talk. And then at the end of that talk, I started sharing during that talk the fact that I'd had a list to do before I die since I was 18. This is only 10 years ago that I did this first talk. And it really inspired the group. A lot of the group, like you, business owners, entrepreneurs, it inspired the group. And right at the end, one of the participants said, hey, how's all this list to do before you die stuff? It's really, it's like a bucket list. It's really inspired everyone. You're like the bucket list guy. And then that night I went home and registered the domain name, thebucketlistguy.com. And I've been doing that ever since as a speaker. So around that same time, I went on a hike with my father, my adopted father. And we went to this place called Tasmania, which is the lowest state in Australia. It was him, myself, and his two best friends. And our mission was to walk the Great South Coast Track. The South Coast Track is this huge walk where you walk at the plane drops you off. They say carry 8 to 15 days worth of food in your backpack. They drop you, the plane drops you off, and you've got to walk back to a place called Cockle Creek, which is the southernmost town in Australia. So we got dropped off and off we went. We went through all these rivers, as you can see. We were camping. We had to, our packs got lighter and lighter as we went along because we ate all of our food. And it was amazing to connect with my dad. We're about 500 meters from the end, and I was walking frustratingly behind my dad. And I said, "Hey, Dad, doing this walk with you has been on my bucket list for a long time." And remember, my dad, and there he is sitting next to me in that photo, he's not a man of emotion, if you know what I mean. And in what I thought was going to be a father-son like movie moment, he gave me nothing. And we kept walking. We finished. We had lunch. We got the photos, did all that. And then he said to me, "Hey, Trev, mate, what's a bucket list?" And I said, "Dad, it's all the things you want to do before you die." And he turned to me and said, and I won't swear, but he turned to me and said, "I'm glad you put this on your list because this has been really special." I could see a little tear in his eye. Not too much because he's not a man of emotion. It's still no father-son hug. But we got onto the bus back to the capital city of that state. And he said, "Trav, what else is on this bucket list of yours?" And I said, "Oh, Dad, I've got about 300 different things. It's what I'm doing now." And I said, "I'll get back to you. We've got some other things that we can do. I'll get back to you." And about 6 months later, a friend of mine said, who I ride bikes with in the morning, he said, "Trav, you talk about your bucket list all the time, and I know that you want to go to Mount Everest." And I said, "Whoa, easy. I'm a surfer, not a mountaineer." So no, he said, "You can come along with us. We're going to the top of Mount Everest. We're going to summit Mount Everest. What you can do, you come to base camp through Tibet or go to advanced base camp. And then the rest of us is going to go to the top and then you can go from there." I said, "How much is it?" He gave me the price and I didn't have that money. He said, yeah, but you want to go, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "You'll find a way." I want you to write this down, guys. If you've got a pen and paper next to you right now, I want you to write this down. When the why is strong enough, the how will work itself out. When the why is strong enough, the how will work itself out. So it did. And I called Dad. "Hey, Dad, you know that bucket list we were talking about down in Tasmania?" He said, "Yep, mate, we're going to Mount Everest." And he said, "Shit. And we're going through Tibet." And he said, "Well, Trev, where the hell's Tibet?" I said, "Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. It's part of China, not part of China. Anyway, it doesn't matter." The point being that we went, and he said to me something really, he said something to me. He said, "Trav, you realize I've never been out of Australia before." This is a guy who was 67 years of age at the time. He'd worked his whole life. He'd never been out of Australia. And I said, "Exactly, Dad. That's why we're going." So off we went. Here we go. And here we are at Mount Everest. And then that led us to go to Machu Picchu on the morning of that's after doing the Inca Trail. I took people with me. I had about 12 people with me. We went to Machu Picchu. That's the morning of my 40th birthday. And then we did Papua New Guinea. We did Kokoda. And that's a picture of us there. And also Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa. And as a result, Dad and I are best friends still to this day. So my bucket list, your bucket list, this is not just about you. It's about the connections, experiences that you can have with the people around you. This is not just about me. It's about we. So guys, real quick, the bucket list is a movie. I don't know if you've seen it. Has anyone seen it? Just put it in the chat there. Has anyone seen the movie The Bucket List? Show me. Have you ever seen the movie The Bucket List? Let's just see what the chat's doing here. Let's go. How are we going there? Let's bring up the chat. Nope. Yep, some people have. Well, look, the movie is shit, to be honest. And I'm just going to say that because it's about two guys that get given a cancer diagnosis and then they write a bucket list. So people, unfortunately, my mission here, guys, is to wake you up before you get given a use by date. We shouldn't wait until we get a diagnosis to then take action, to reprioritize. We're so busy on our daily to-do list that we forget about our bucket list. So that's where the name comes from, this movie, The Bucket List. And here's something a friend of mine did. There we go. Oh, God, that's ugly. Look, here's what I want you to do. I want you to draw this for me. I want you to draw this on your piece of paper that you've got there. Draw this for me. This is a 10 by 7 grid. Go ahead and draw it for me. And I'm going to put the cameras on. And hopefully I'll be able to see some of you do this. Let's go through to... Let's have a look at some of your grids. I want you to draw this grid, people. Let's do it. Draw this grid for me. All right, let's go back here. Here we go. All right, guys, the average, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here, but the average, the reason why we've got 70 squares is because the average age of death in Cambodia is 70. Now, this is not designed to scare you. It's designed to wake you up. The fact life is way too short not to pay attention to this. In Australia, it's 80. In the UK, it's about 80. Vietnam, I think it's a little bit less. In South Africa, it's a little bit less than 70 as well. So I've got 3 questions for you. Question, yep, life is, thank you, Lim, but life is way too fragile. Life is way too short. All right? Remember, we're so busy in our businesses that we forget about our bucket list until it's too late. So this is the day to wake up. Here we go. Not just for you, but also for your family. What I'd like you to do is cross out the ones, how many squares, each square represents 1 year on earth. Cross out how many squares that you've been alive, please. So if you're 35, half of those squares are crossed off. Now cross off the ones that you've been alive. Now, if you're not doing it with a pen or paper, just mentally cross off ones that you've been alive and have a look at how many squares you have left. Now, please put in the chat, not how old you are. I don't want to know that. Oh, someone already did. Lim's put 38 left. I wasn't asking you to put how many squares you've got left and tell everyone how old you are. How does it make you feel? 27 left. Oh, no, it's getting worse. 27 left with a sad. How does it make you feel when you look down on that piece of paper, when you look at this grid? All right, yep. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. How many people here know people who have been diagnosed or died from cancer? Just put in the chat, yes or no. Do you know people who've been diagnosed or died from cancer? Put into the chat, yes or no, or give me a thumbs up here. 3rd question, how many of them got to their 70th square, made 70 years? All right, so I've done this all around the world, guys. I've been to Cambodia, a similar version of this, and it's a big wake-up call, isn't it? Life is way too short. We don't know how much time we've got. We take it for granted. A lot of us are sleepwalking through our lives, waiting for the perfect time or some day to come around before I do all the things that I want to do in my life. Now is the time. Stop living in this delayed gratification thinking, I'll be happy when syndrome. I'll work hard. I'll sacrifice my happiness now to enjoy later. No, enjoy now. For the sake of your family, I want you to be a bucket lister. That's someone that has, lives life on purpose, has meaning, glass half full, not half. And is the example, is the leader for your family, leader for your business, and leader for your friends, and leader for your community. You in BNI, I've been a leader with BNI as well. You're already glass half full kind of people. You're already of service to others. And I commend you for that. We can all play a bigger game. So I'm going to give you some ideas here to take home with you. Here we go. I'm going to give you an idea called I want you to write this down. It's called the My Bucket List Blueprint. So each of those letters, MYBUCKETLIST, My Bucket List, is something that it's an acronym. It's something that I created 10 years ago to help people not just add travel to their bucket list, but many other things, so they can get that sense of fulfillment earlier. Okay, so write the words down the page, the letters down, My Bucket List, down the page, and I'm going to give you what those letters mean. And this will help you. I created this to help you go north, south, east, and west in your own brain, and it helps people extract and articulate a personally meaningful and holistic bucket list. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep you on your toes as well, guys. So I'm not going to do it in a straight, like start at M either. I'm going to do it in a non-linear way. Y stands for your proud achievements. Your proud achievements. What do you want to be really proud of before your time is up? It could be a level of a level of education, an award, getting your business to a certain level. It's an end step. You look back on the timeline of your life and you you're really proud of what you've done. You know, doing a TED talk was one of my bucket list items. You know, one of my Your Proud Achievement items. Becoming a certified speaking professional was another, which is a CSP, and launching and publishing this book was another proud achievement for me. The next one is E, stands for express yourself. Express yourself. So this is the creative part of you. This is where a lot of people find happiness, you know, and it could be art, photography, designing clothes, designing homes, designing, you know, creating music, writing a book, writing a blog, starting a YouTube channel, designing a tattoo. That's express yourself. Let's go through the next one. Is U, stands for ultimate challenges. What are some big, medium, and small physical and intellectual challenges? So guys, a bucket list isn't just about ticking a whole bunch of cool stuff off. It's really about how we reverse engineer every aspect of our lives in order to make this stuff come to fruition. It's the growth of us on that journey towards these self-imposed destinations. But more importantly, this is about the person, you, that exists on the other side of your bucket list. That's the person that you don't know yet. Ultimate challenges. M stands for meet a personal hero. Who do you want to meet before your time is up? Who do you want to meet? Who's a champion in your world? Who do you follow on social media? Who do you emulate? Who would you love to just meet and get a selfie? Could be a champion of a cause, an author, movie star, rock star, sports star. Meet a personal hero. B, buy that special something, whether it be for yourself or for someone else. This is the only materialistic part of the My Bucket List Blueprint. Buy that special something. C, I don't recommend doing this one. Conquer a fear. What are some fears that, if overcome, would really help you come out of your box, come out of your comfort zone, and maybe have a big, effect on other areas of your life? It's a mapping of emotion. For instance, a lot of people fear public speaking, and I did too, and that's exactly why I did it. But how good, if you're a better public speaker, if you overcome that fear of public speaking, how good would that be for your business? All right, C. So we've done these letters so far. Let's get through the rest of them. K, kind acts for others. Kind acts for others. And the last time, actually the first time I was in Cambodia, I went to the New Hope for Cambodian Children and spent some time out there at the orphanage for the kids. They've all got HIV, and that greatly affected my life. I can't wait to go back there and spend some more time with them. I played a not so small, kind acts for others. C, conquer a fear. Thanks, Synergy. Conquer a fear. K, kind acts for others. That's what that stands for. So this is about paying it forward. Now, it's not just about you. It's about what you can do for other people. All right, next one. I is idiotic stuff. All right. I know that you're all serious business people, and a lot of you have stopped having fun. All right. So I know that a lot of you have got to get outside your comfort zone, have inject more fun into your life again. T, take lessons. What are some skills that you want to learn before your time is up? Spanish, fly fishing, guitar, surfing. What is it for you? Okay. C, conquer S, satisfy curiosity. What are some things that you're really curious about that you'd like to discover? Satisfy curiosity. And T, S, yep, that's it, Synergy. He wants to learn violin, Spanish, German. Love it. T is travel adventures, of course. Travel adventures. Here we go. I've got a team of people around the world holding up a ticket before you kick it sign around the world like this. Ticket before you kick it, our bucket list movement sign. Hey guys, my time is nearly up. This is so short. I normally talk for like an hour. Hey guys, if you want to join, here's what I want you to do. So we can hang out a little bit more. Tony wants to go to Israel. There it is. Join my Facebook group. It's called the Your Bucket List Life Facebook group. Your Bucket List Life. You're all welcome. Now that you've heard me, I welcome you to join that Your Bucket List Life Facebook group. So go ahead and join that on your phone or wherever you are right now, or take a photo of this screen. And also, if you want to buy a copy of the book, then feel free to order one from that website, thebucketlistguy.com/. Okay. Look, the last letter is L, and that stands for leave a legacy. I've been doing this stuff for 10 years now, and one of the legacies that I'm proud of is the fact that we've got now bucket list coaches around the world teaching this stuff in 22 countries. Leave a legacy. How are you going to be remembered after you're gone? And here we are. We've got bucket list coaches around the world, soon to be in Cambodia. And here we are with all of our green signs. And finally, guys, I'll leave you with this, because I know time is everything for you guys. Look, I'll leave that up on the screen. And with respect to the rest of your event today, I'll end it there. But I just really wanted